Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Total world victory for Hare Krishna. Of Hare Krishna. Ooh. It's me. You haven't seen me in a while. I know that. Just got back yesterday. Hi again. Yeah. Today we're doing... Oh, okay. There we are. Bhagavad-gita chapter 2 verse 70. You know, pretty cool. And now I will read the Sanskrit. āpūryamāṇam acala-pratiṣṭhaṁ samudram āpaḥ praviśanti yadvat tadvat kāmā praviśanti sarve śāntim āpnoti kāma-kāmī. āpūryamāṇam, always filled. acala-pratiṣṭhaṁ, steadily situated. samudram, the ocean. āpaḥ, water. praviśanti, enter. yadvat, as. tadvat, so. kāma, desires. yam, onto one. praviśanti, enter. sarve, all. sa, that person. śāntim, peace. āpnoti, achieves. na, not. kāmā-kāmī, one who desires to fulfill desires. Translation: a person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. Now for the purport. Wait, I'm going to check the differences. Oh, okay, that's going to be easy. It's an easy one today. Woo! Although the vast ocean is always filled with water, it is always, especially during the rainy season, being filled with much more water. But the ocean remains the same. Steady, it is not agitated, nor does it cross beyond the limit of its brink. It is also true of a person fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one has a material body, the demands of the body for sense gratification will continue. The devotee, however, is not disturbed by such desires because of his fullness. A Krishna conscious man is not in need of anything because the Lord fulfills all his material necessities. Therefore, he is like the ocean, always full in himself. Desires may come to him like the waters of the... Bye. Bye. Desires may come to him like the waters of the rivers that flow into the ocean, but he is steady in his activities, and he is not even slightly disturbed by desires for sense gratification. That is the proof of a Krishna-conscious man, one who has lost all inclinations for material sense gratification, although the desires are present, because he remains satisfied in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He can remain steady, like the ocean, and therefore enjoy full peace. Others, however, who fulfill desires even up to the limit of liberation, what to speak of material success, never attain peace. Okay, the fruitive workers, the salvationists, and also the yogis who are after mystic powers are all unhappy because of unfulfilled desires. But the person in Krishna consciousness is happy and in the service of the Lord, and he has no desires to be fulfilled. In fact, he does not even desire liberation from the so-called material bondage. The devotees of Krishna have no material desires, and therefore they are in perfect peace. Nice. Okay, let's check the differences. There's only one, apart from commas. Yeah, apart from commas, everything looks the same. So why not we not discuss the commas, because commas do not matter? Maybe they do. Okay, let's discuss the commas. All right. Okay, let's just see. Okay. So the only thing that has been added here, instead of others, however, who fulfill desires even up to the limit of liberation, has been changed to others, however, who want to fill desires. So the want to is like, oh yeah, we want to do it, we want to fulfill these desires, we want to get that new phone, we want to you go to the store and buy stuff, we want to buy a new car, who fulfill desires, but you can't fulfill all desires. So I feel like the newer version makes so much more sense, honestly, because who fulfill desires, because you can't fulfill all your desires because they just keep on coming and coming, you know? Like, yeah, let's see what it was in the original. Wait a second. Who want to fill desires. So they did take it closer to the original manuscript because it is want to fill desires instead of fulfill desires. So I think that is a good change. You know? Oh, comments. Wonder who it is. Josh Wolf says hola. Hola, Josh Wolf. ¿Cómo estás? That is Spanish. Wow. Cool. Yeah, so that took it close to the manuscript, which is, you know, good on them, good on them. Proud of you guys. Yadvat and someone else, can't remember your name. Sorry. Whoever it is, if they're watching, you know. Well, now it is time to see what I think about this. I think it's true because there's always something you want and you cannot be at peace until you get it. For example, let's say you want a new phone. Now, you will do like a ton of stuff to find that phone. And at night, you might not be able to sleep because you're like, what can I do more to get that phone? So you don't have peace. You're like always striving for that. It's like a goal, you know. Goals are good things, though, kind of. So, yeah, but as soon as you get that phone, you might see another phone, and that phone looks better. It looks nicer. And then you're like, you have a desire to have that phone. So it's kind of like, that's also my contemporary application. So this is going to be a really short class. Whoa. Yeah. So I think it's a very true translation because there's always something that if you're not fully at peace with Krishna consciousness and, you know, when you stop having those desires and you stop wanting things and you're just fine with whatever happens and Krishna will provide for you, you get that peace. You don't want those things and you don't feel like you need to have them. I'm definitely not there. I'm nowhere near there. You might be near there. You might not be. It's okay, you know? It's a goal you want to fulfill. That's a desire. Yeah, the last bit I find really confusing because it's like, you know, he does not even desire liberation. Then how are you meant to try then? Like, how are you meant to become self-realized if you don't desire for that? Devotees of Krishna have no and therefore they are in perfect peace. So he does not desire liberation from the so-called bondage, but I feel like you can desire, you know, like, it's like, oh, I don't want to go to hell. I want to go to heaven. That's a desire. And it's like, okay, that's a desire. But if you're like, I want to gain, I don't mind what happens to me as long as I'm at peace. Even then you want peace. Jeez, man. This is really confusing. It's kind of like pushing one point, but then it pulls it back with like a complete other. But the person in Krishna consciousness is happy in the service of the Lord, so he has no desires to be fulfilled. So if you're in Krishna consciousness and you're doing a ton of Krishna conscious stuff, you know, Krishna will provide for you and then he will take away your desires, I think. I'm not sure. If you're happy in the service of the Lord. For example, you might be on like sweeping the temple that day and you're like, oh, I don't want to sweep the temple, I can't be bothered. Instead, think of it as like, yo, I'm sweeping the temple for Krishna. I'm doing service. It's an amazing opportunity, you know? And then instead of desiring to do something like, oh, I want to clean the roof, like, be happy with what you get, you know? And then, yeah, that last was kind of confusing. He does not even desire liberation. It's like he wants himself to go to heaven. It's like, okay, cool, pretty cool. You know? Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but what I'm getting from this, with my understanding, is that, you know, when you have those desires, you can never be at peace because there's always something that you want, somewhere where you want to be, you want to go, you want to get. And it's like, your mind is not going to be at peace because it's going to be trying to find ways to go get that thing. And it's like, okay, you know, can't be at peace. You know? But if you're not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires, and you're like, you know what? The service of Krishna is all I want. I don't mind what I get. I just want that service of Krishna, which is a good desire to have, honestly. And they have that desire to get more bhakti yoga, and then, like, their little ocean gets filled, but it stays the same level. Like, they're not wanting more. They're wanting more, and then they get that, but they're not like, oh, but I want that and that and that, you know? And you can achieve peace. Not the man who strives to get such desires. Let's put a personal story. So, I was going shopping with my friend one day, and we went into a store, and then I was like, hey, I want that. And then it was in Wellington, and I was like, okay. So I'm like, hey, the next time I go down to Wellington, I'm going to do what I can in my power to be able to get the money and save up for that thing. And I did that, and I got it, and then it was like, what does that actually help inside me, though? Like, it's not actually, well, technically, I mean, I still love the product that I got, and it's, like, amazing, and, but now I want, like, an upgrade. I want something better. So, and now I want to strive to get that better thing, and it's like, I'm not at peace. You always want something more. I feel like that's kind of a natural feeling for a human, like, as a human being or something, but, if you can't quell that need and want for more, you can't be at peace, and you can't have Krishna conscious salvationness. That's English, I promise. Yeah, so this is quite a very good purport verse. Yeah, I really like this bit. So, I think it is time to go, because I put my contemporary application earlier with the phone example, and, you know, wait, can I see how, like, who's viewing? Let me see. Ah, okay. I can see who's viewing. Quite interesting. Yeah, so that is my take on this. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining me today. I've kept the class up to under 15 minutes, which is very short, and it's short and sweet, you know? Found this a good verse, and I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, and I will see you tomorrow, which I have a class. Again, just me. You know, oh, who liked the video? Oh, Indranila. Oh, nice. She's nice. Yeah. Hare Bol, Param Vijayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, total world victory of Hare Krishna. Bye. Hope you have a great time. I enjoyed it. And I hope you guys did too. Hare Bol.